So this problem's a little bit harder, but nothing we haven't looked at before. We need to create a program that will ask somebody to enter 3 test scores for maths, English and science, to save them into appropriate variables, to calculate the average score, and if the score is over 50 to say well done, you've passed, and if it's below 50 to say well done, to say sorry, you failed. However, it's not very specific, so it doesn't say what they're going to get if they get bang on 50. So I think we'll say they're going to pass if they get 50 or above 50, 50 or over. So let's look at how we might do that. Let's ask for those 3 numbers. I'm going to say maths equals input. Please enter a score for maths. Now that would be fine, except it would save the score as a string, and I want to convert it to a number. We could convert it to an integer, but I'm going to convert it to float, which means it's going to convert it to a decimal number, so they can enter something like 45.5 if they've got half scores there. Doesn't really matter whether they did a float or an integer. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to say English equals, please enter a score for English. Oops. And science equals, please enter a score for science. I obviously didn't copy that correctly, but there we go. English, maths and science, I've added them up together. Now we want to work out the average, so I'm going to say average, it's going to be the mean average, equals maths plus English plus science divided by 3. Now obviously that's not going to work, so we haven't taken into account BIDMAS. It would divide science by 3 and then add it to those 3, but I want to do the addition first, so I'll put those English, maths and science into brackets and we divide it by 3. And then we simply need an if statement. If average is greater than or equal to 50, colon. Okay, what I'm supposed to print. So I'm supposed to print well done, you've passed. Let's copy and paste that. Well done, you've passed. Print. Otherwise, which is else, we want to print, what did that one say? Sorry you failed. Wah, wah. That should do us. I might make it a little bit better by saying you passed, comma, your average was, comma, a bit wider so we can see it, average. Close the quotation marks. And close our bracket. So I said, well done, you passed. I didn't have to do this bit, but it makes it a little bit. And I might even do that here as well. You failed, full stop. Your average was space, comma, average. Let's run that then. Yes, we'll save it, and we'll call it 6. And it's asked for our math score, so I'll say 45. It's asked for our English score, which I'll say is 45 again. And it's asked for our math score, science score, which I'm going to say is 52, which would probably give us an average just under 50%. 47.333. You failed. So let's get one which is slightly above. Run it again. Just say we've got 50 in all of them. And that'll give us a pass mark of 50. Well done, you've passed. That's the problem solved.